Evening everyone, this is rattrap25 with another review, and it is the one that you've all been waiting for. It's episode 11 of Transformers Prime. It's called Speed Metal. Right, where shall we start? Okay, well, let's start going back a bit. If you watch Scraplet, the story is mostly about rap, and is in theme left out. Duel of Machines is Miko Spotlight. Excuse me. It's about Miko Spotlight. Her failing to realise how smart she is. This time it is Jack. Speed of the Metal. Speed Metal, as I would say, Speed Metal, it's actually called. It's kind of mostly like Transformers animated series when you first meet Lockdown. You will, it's kind of like that and Viper City, a cross between them two, but it's more on Jack trying to realise that he's more of a hero than he makes out to be, and realise what kind of a good leader he will be. It's kind of like showing people that he is the Spike kind of character, the young Spike in the 1980s cartoon. Excuse me, just got home from work as well. And so he's trying. Starts off with him. Well, it starts off the episode with knockdown. Knockdown and breakdown. No, knockout and breakdown are back again. Like I said in Duel of the Machines review, I wish that the more characters would come forward and mostly stay on. And they have done. So I'm glad to see that they have. It shows mostly the cons don't really respect Starscream as a leader, the more main ones, and he's kind of like Wild Rider, this knockout character. Even though he's a doctor or scientist on the Decepticons side, he's got a habit of street racing and he loves it. He ends up getting into a street race with a random human, and this is the very first bit before. This human scratches him, and you can see what kind of personality he is. Knockout is very vain, he loves himself kind of thing. It's kind of like he's like the proper Decepticon version of Sunstreaker. So yeah, I think it is Sunstreaker if the character what Sunstreaker would be if he actually became a Decepticon. So he's there racing this, and this human scratches him and says big mistake to himself and rams him off a cliff, nearly killing this human. So then you go to the trailer. Sorry. So he goes. Then it starts off with a bully called I can't remember the bully's name. I don't really care about the bully. And this girl of his dreams. This girl just starts to notice him because of his because of IC, his motorcycle. So she's asking him for a ride. He said yes. Then the bully came out. Seems like he's really jealous because this girl's liking Jack instead of him. Challenges him to a street race. RC says no. Then she storms off with Jack on him, hurting his arm nearly. Then the bully chases him. So he starts insulting his bike, and RC, it's not a very nice thing to do to RC, because RC got really pissed off at this and said, right, we're going to smoke him now. So they go to the desert. And she made a very nasty comment to Jack, saying, you don't want to win the race, we want to make him feel in pain and make him cry. So she did. She made the bully embarrassed. Then, being a high school, it got round saying that Jack won the race by using a motorbike. And this bully's famous for winning street races. So he says, if you want to try the big boys, do this circuit, like Fast and Furious kind of circuit kind of thing. So he's just tries to convince RC. Doesn't work. So he puts a little bit of peer pressure onto Raph to lend him Bumblebee. And in the end, being young and naive Bumblebee himself, he was up for it and all for it and trying to back Jack up. So Raph was unsure, but he lets him in the end. Oh, I'm really tired tonight. So they start having a race. Suddenly Knockout shows up. And he thinks, wait a minute, Bumblebee's here. So he tries to steal the human. Makes up a plan to try and steal the human. But instead, they start racing. Knockout starts falling Bumblebee and knocking him out the road, trying to have a fight with him. Jack's in the car. Sorry. He's in the car, racing him and phoning for help. So RC doesn't know that he's taken Bumblebee to race. And she got so angry and nearly wants to kill him. You know what I mean, with the parent kind of thing. So she comes to the rescue with Bulkhead. But first, the bully tracks Jack down, gets out of his car and tries to threaten Jack to fight, or no, usual bully stuff. So Knockout grabs this human, chucks him in the air, transforms, and lands him and puts him to sleep, or stuns him, knocks him out, whatever. So at the end of the day, good thing RC Bulkhead came to shot at Jack well, Bullet Jack, and in the end they had to go for a rescue mission. And you can start seeing a comedy side on Bulkhead that you see in Armada, not Armada, animated kind of comment that you would see on this Bulkhead. This time, so they come to the rescue, starts having a fight. Knockout plans a surprise attack with Breakdown. Breakdown comes out, has a fight with him. Then you only see Optimus Prime in the last, say, 5 minutes of the show. He comes out, just walking out, asking Ralph and Miko, say, where's the others? They're not here. And all you see is Optimus Prime coming out pissed, proper pissed off, as he notifies Prime that Knockout's got a hostage. So Prime says understood, rips his arm off, grabs the human and slings him across the desert. Near enough. Knockout transforms, says, do you know how long it will take to replace this? Nearly taking on Prime. Big mistake, I gotta say. So then he suddenly sees the other Autobots coming to the rescue. So he, as a coward, he runs off. Then you go back to the airship. Starscream's pissed off, and you can see that he is not a coward, this Starscream, at all. He's not a coward. He's more of the soldier, like you would see in Transformers Cybertron. He's more like that kind of Starscream, which I really like, that Starscream. In the comic books, it picks Starscream as this really good warrior, but really cunning and sly. But in the cartoon, he's pictured as a coward and stupid. I don't really like that. But it was great how they did it. Great how it's done. I enjoyed the original Starscream, yeah. When people put a different, he just turns into like a horror house and gives them the right bad punishment by scratching his, like, Knockout's complete paint or finish, doing him scratch forever, to show him that vanity isn't the best thing. But that's the end of the show basically. He gets a girl. Jack does get the girl. He does get to take her out on that bike ride, a romantic bike ride on RC. So this is rattrap25, and I will be back with Transformers Prime 13 next week. Good night.